Okay, so I was just at the mechanic, and for the third time this week actually, and as I was leaving I happened to say something in a passing comment to him, and then it got me all reflective and thinking, and so I thought I'd start talking as I do. And so basically what happened was my car's shock absorbers broke. Not broke, one seized up, and so my car was like boom, 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 boom. And I'd just gotten used to, obviously, in the last few days, that my car was just bumpy. And, you know, I didn't realise at all that it was bumpy, and no idea, like, I'm just like, oh, the roads are a bit shitter at the moment. That's weird. And it wasn't until I was actually fixing something else completely unrelated last night for me, and he's like, oh, you know, your shock absorber's seized up since I serviced it on Monday, between now and last night was Friday. I'm like, what? And so he found the emergency part for me today and said, yeah, like, you shouldn't be driving on it, but I'll try and find it for you tomorrow. Anyway, he did it and I left, and then I realised that I'd left a book that I need for work on Monday in the mechanic studio, so I'd driven about 5 minutes away, and then I had to turn back and go back in, and as I went back in I quickly grabbed the book, and then he goes, oh, how does your car feel? And I'm like, oh my god, it feels like 100 times better. And I said, I think the words I said was, it's weird, you don't know how bad something is until it's fixed, and it's like, feels like it's smooth sailing again. And that got me thinking, I'm like, God, it really is true that it's not till you come out the other side of hardship or adversity or whatever that you realize that something was bad, or, you know, coming out of a bad relationship and you're like, you know, you had the whole rose-colored glasses thing, and it's not till you come out of that relationship that you look back and you go, oh Jesus, like, that was not a healthy relationship, or that was not good, or things like that. So it's, I don't know, it was a reminder to me that I should be more vigilant and aware of what my car is doing, because clearly I don't hear anything. He's like, you know, it's broken, right? Like, you can't hear that noise. And I'm like, what? Cars aren't my forte. I don't think they ever will be, but probably I should pay a bit more attention and be a bit more observant to the messages and the cues that my car is giving me. And in the same way, we should be vigilant and observant in our own lives about the cues that things are giving us. If something doesn't make us feel right, or if it feels rough, like with our health and fitness, for example, it's like, you know, if you're always aching and, you know, maybe you need to exercise, or if you're always like having stomach problems, maybe there's something you're eating that you shouldn't be eating. I know that I have that problem with like some foods, and I eat them, and every time I end up feeling unwell, and I know that that's why. But it's, yeah, we become so out of tune with our own bodies that we don't think about it. We don't look at what we are doing. We don't think about how we feel. It's like, again, on my I know I've mentioned it before, but on my own, I guess, fitness journey or whatever, like, I didn't ever notice that I felt bad until suddenly I realized how good I was feeling and how sprightly I felt, and, you know, I had a new spring in my step and things like that. And so you don't know, but if we do pay more attention to our bodies, I think we'd all be healthier in mind and body. And it's the same with like our mental health. Like, you got to pay attention, you know, if you're not feeling, if something doesn't feel right, trust your gut and do something about it. And it's easier said than done, and I struggle with that all the time, every single day. But yeah, I don't know, that was just the weird analogy thing that I thought of when I was, yeah, literally ran back into the mechanic and happened to say, oh, it's weird, you don't know how bad something is until it's not. And yeah, but it takes an expert sometimes. There you go, there's some more sound wisdom. It takes an expert sometimes to realize the things that you don't know. So, you know, if you are feeling like you're struggling and don't know how to fix your physical health, you can see a dietitian or a personal trainer or something like that. If you're like struggling with mental health, there's numerous people you can see to talk about it, and I'm a strong advocate for that because I like to talk, so it always helps me to talk out how I'm feeling, because otherwise it just all gets stuck in my head. But yeah, there you go. That's my sage wisdom on a Saturday afternoon. Look after yourselves, peeps.